We've been here at the cozy cabin for a couple days now, spent 2 nights here. And when we got here, it was raining, it got colder, and well, then we got some snow here. We had about 2 inches of snow, but it's pretty warm, so most of it melted again. And as always, I'm still charging. For some reason, I can never reach 100% with the Rivian or the Cybertruck. I guess the battery is just too big. Actually, I made the mistake that I had the time charging set wrong. But that's okay. We'll check where we're at. That was about 95% earlier, so I'm not sure. Well, earlier, a few minutes ago, so I'm not sure where it's at now. We'll check that out. We got, as common here, we didn't have much, and going back, we don't have much. Just got a few items here. And oh, I really like this rubber mat from EV Base. This works really, really cool. None of that stuff coming here has been sliding around, and so nothing will slide around this time. And they make it really nice. Like here, they have a raised area, so you can easily grab onto there and lift that up. And they also have a seam right there, so when you lift this up here, it doesn't just kink the mat and break it sooner or later. So that works really great, and it's shaped perfectly to the Cybertruck bed here. So the ribs are matching, and the sides, everything is completely matching. So a great mat. Go check it out, EV Base. There's a link down below, as well as a discount code. They don't just have mats for the bed, they also have for the front, for the interior. They also have other stuff for other EVs. We got the Rivian running boards from them as well. They're top notch, so they got some good quality stuff there. So go check them out. Link in the description, discount code down below in the description. So go check them out. And since we have this fancy tonneau cover, oh, this makes it so easy. We can even have those bags sitting right there. Nothing's gonna blow away. This whole thing is pretty much watertight, not dust tight. You can see there's quite a bit of dust inside. And then we'll just bring that up, bang, and it sucks it in. It's really cool. So that tonneau cover and the tailgate closing, really great on the Cybertruck. So, well, let's go check how much charge we got. Oh, let's unplug first. We are at 97%. It is 10:23 and 41 degrees out. And the plan today is go down to Lima, a different route than usual. But the navigation has been suggesting this a couple times. So usually we're here and then we go up Ennis to Butte right there. Usually we go this route, or we go up this way here, oops, through Belgrade. That's one way, that's the shortest way here through Ennis. This is an hour longer. And then this one here, going over here and then up, is about an hour longer as well. I've never driven this, so this is a little different route. So we'll go check that out. And we should get to Lima with plenty of charge. It's a 64%. And we do have to, let's see, I can't see there. Come on, here we go. We do have to, oh, it says actually 0 minutes. It says we could make it all the way to Butte and arrive in Butte with 15% and then charge there for 35 minutes. So not sure yet. By the time we get to Lima, we might have to charge a little bit. Things may change a little bit. So not sure how that drive is. I think it's going through the mountain and stuff. So we'll see. Let's look at the trips here. So this is coming here and a little driving here. So far we are at 539 watt-hours per mile, the total trip, and the total is 572 watt-hours per mile, and that includes trailer towing here. So we're pretty high, but it's cold out here, so we needed some heat in here. So now we'll get on the way to Lima. We arrived in Lima with 59%. It is 12:09 and 54 degrees out. And so we drove 83 miles, used 46 kilowatt hours at an average of 556 watt hours per mile. And this whole spiel took us 1 hour and 43 minutes, it says here. So the total trip now is at 542 watt hours per mile. So we're not really doing any better than we used to, and the total consumption lifetime is still 572. It was a rather interesting trip that the Tesla navigation took us onto here. Didn't expect this, more or less. Well, it wasn't off-road, there was a road, but it could also have been off-road. So, but we're here, and let's look real quick here. It says, well, here it says 0 minutes. It said 5 minutes not too long ago here. It says we would arrive with 10% right now in Butte. We need a little bathroom break anyway, and so yeah, well, let's just plug in and see how much we can get here. Got a nice sturdy truck now. Been going through quite some deep mud here with this thing. Guess we need to go see a car wash. It is definitely needed now. We caked on quite some right down here. That's a few pounds. But well, it's okay. We made it here, no problem. Can't see anything out of this camera. This camera should have a wash, just like the front. That would be way better. We're getting 130 kilowatts here. That's not too bad. This is only a 150 charger here. There's an hour 5 minutes remaining to 100%, but we would basically be ready to continue according to the navigation. Up to 76% after walking over to the gas station for the bathroom. 12:26, 54 degrees out. And according to this here, we're getting to Butte with 23%. So well, let's get going. We broke the rules. We didn't go to the rocker supercharger that it told us on the navigation. We came here to the one in Butte, which is a few miles extra drive to get here. And we got here with 28%. It's 156, 55 degrees out. And so here on the navigation, it still tells us to go to the other one. So it wants us to drive back this way, even though we're right there and we have this one all to ourselves. So we would be charging for 35 minutes at the 250 kilowatt supercharger over there. This here is only a 150. So we'll see how long it takes here. But the reason that we came here is because over here is Perkins and we want to go eat lunch there. So let's plug in. So now it tells us here 20 minutes to continue trip, even though before it's at 35 at the faster charger. That doesn't really make much sense, but whatever. It's ramping up. 143. It's funny that the Cybertruck doesn't max out these chargers. Usually the Model 3 actually shoots just slightly above 150, like 152, 153. I even seen 155. But the Cybertruck is always a few kilowatts lower. Well, I guess it's adamant only 20 minutes. That won't be enough for us probably. So we have the charge limit set to 100%. So we'll go eat some lunch and then we'll see where we're at. Back from lunch, already at 92%. It's 2:46, 55 degrees out. And this message came up a long time ago as a notification on the app. And well, I guess it's time to start basically the last leg. Let's look at the stuff here real quick. So we drove 112 miles with an average of 502 watt-hours per mile. That was to get here from Lima. And then our total trip now is 548 miles, 293 kilowatt-hours used at 534. So it stays around above the 500 there's unfortunately. Here we almost broke the 500 and got below, but we didn't. The navigation is still stuck right there. Not sure why, so we'll end trip and swipe for home. And there we go, it says home. 2 hour 9 minute drive, 149 miles. We should get there with 20%. Home. 28% left. Plenty. 452, 64 degrees. It warmed up a little bit now that we lost some elevation. We're about well, Butte was a drop of about 1,000 feet from Island Park and then 2,000 feet drop to get here. So now let's see the current drive. That is from the Butte supercharger was 148 miles, 2 hours and 5 minutes, 495 watt-hours per mile. Finally. Finally we dropped below 500. Main reason, well, temperature has a little bit to do with it, but I don't think that is the main reason, but it's the elevation drop. Those 150 miles, it's a continuous drop. We're going down 2,000 feet, but not steep at one single point or anything like that at all. It's a continuous drop. So yes, and that's what made it possible to drop below 495 or drop below 500, 495, finally. So obviously since last charge is the same, we used 73 kilowatt hours, so just a little over half of the battery pack. Now the total trip for Island Park and back, and quick trip to West Yellowstone and back, was 697 miles, and that's what we put on in 3 days now. So about 230 some miles per day average, but we didn't drive a day, or actually we drove a little bit over to West real quick, which is not much, about 60 miles or so. We used 366 kilowatt hours. That is about 3 times the battery. So yeah, there was 3 full charges basically for this trip, and we averaged 526 watt hours per mile. It's too bad that the average for the total trip doesn't come below 500. So now that said, with it getting warmer into the summertime, we can do probably better than that and drop below the 500 mark. But then in the wintertime, when it's colder, we're probably going higher, which is kind of scary. Not scary, but it makes it close. Then like from here to Butte can be a little tough. So it would be really nice to actually have a supercharger halfway in between somewhere. You know, Deer Lodge would be a relatively large town. That would be an option. So somewhere anyway, that would be nice. Then we wouldn't have to, you know, go down to the last % or whatever. It can be pretty tricky at times in the winter when it's extremely cold. Even the Model 3 comes down very low, can come down into the single digits, at least if we want to keep the speed up. So going slower there helps. But anyway, so let's look at the lifetime here. Our lifetime is 567 watt hours per mile. That is not too bad, considering there is about 600 miles of towing in there. Maybe a little more even. We did a short trip here locally and then the long trip to Island Park and back. So that's not too bad, as we have a total of 3,719 miles on it now. And it is what? Well, Memorial Day weekend. It's Friday. Memorial Day weekend. We picked this up on March 30th. So we're what, about 8-10 weeks into it with this thing, and we already put almost 4,000 miles on it, and about, yeah, the 700 miles or so are towing. So well, that is about it for this trip now. The truck overall performed good. Complaints really with the truck. The driving was nice. It would be nice if Tesla would add navigate on autopilot. This is supposed to have FSD, full self-driving, but since it's bigger and different than the cars, it basically requires a little bit different software, since it steers a little different and all that stuff, right? It's a little wider, a little longer, whatever. So but navigate on autopilot, what that is, you get that if you purchase enhanced autopilot, EAP, then you get navigate on autopilot, which is basically you get onto the on-ramp and you set it just like FSD, and it will take you all the way to the off-ramp, and it will pass cars and change lanes all fully automatic. That would be really, really nice. Right now we don't have anything. We don't even have auto steer. So that really sucks. Now that we just did this, yeah, over 600 miles here. I mean, I really have to drive. That kind of sucks. Follow us on Facebook or X, and then you get a little bit more up-to-date information, as well as some tidbits and things that usually don't show up in these videos because a lot of it has to be cut out. Also, we got that EV Base rubber mat here in the bed of the Cybertruck. Go check EV Base out. They got lots of cool EV accessories. There's a link down below in the description. There's also a discount code. So, well, you can get some discount with our link and code there at EV Base. They don't just have Cybertruck stuff or just Tesla things. We actually got our running boards for the R1S from EV Base, and they're definitely 2 thumbs up. So great quality product there too. So go check that out. Also, we use, let me pull this up here real quick. We use these here. I got it strung through the car from the back here to the front. These are the MagTame cables, and they're magnetic. These are USB cables. Whoop, there we go. So they really neatly roll up however small you want them or big you want them. And so highly recommend these. You always need USB cables, even here with, yes, we have the wireless charging here, but then we have camera equipment, so tons of batteries. Your passengers have phones that need to be plugged in, and they never bring their cord anyway. Then you have a tablet, a laptop, who knows, all this stuff. So MagTime cables here, let me show you this here. These here, magnetic charging data cable. Different lengths available, all kinds of different plugs, even different colors. So check those guys out. There is also a link down below in the description for MagTime. So, well, in any event, we're back home. We got to unload the few things we got back there and get settled in for Memorial Day weekend. Unfortunately, by the time you get to see this, it's probably 2 weeks or more later. But heck, all the facts we had here on the trip, everything still applies. It's not like anything really changed. Also, the trip to Island Park we done many times with all the different vehicles we have. And so this time we came back a different way. That was very interesting. I hope Tesla navigation doesn't take a Model 3 through there, or a Model S. Maybe a Model Y could make it, or a Model X, maybe, but chances are slim, at least with what we experienced today. So, but the trip from here to Island Park we done many times with these others. So go watch those videos, then you can compare them. You can see, does the Chevy Bolt do better or worse, or how does it do? Can you actually make the trip with the Chevy Bolt? Well, yes, you can. Heck yeah. Any vehicle that has a 250-mile EPA rated range or higher will do this trip. That is not really a problem. So, well, yeah, make sure you are subscribed. Give us a thumbs up for this video as well for all the other videos from us when you watch them, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. In any event, thank you for watching. Goodbye.